Yes, there has recently been an increasing anger and alienation towards Israel worldwide. This situation has become even more evident, especially after the attacks of Hamas on Israel in October 2023, with Israel's military operations in Gaza and the large civilian casualties caused by these operations. Global Public Opinion Response, a survey conducted by the American research company Morning Consult between September and December 2023, shows that positive views of Israel in 43 countries have fallen by an average of 18.5 points. This decline is more pronounced in countries such as Japan, South Korea, and the United Kingdom. Negative views of Israel have increased, especially in countries such as China, Brazil, and South Africa. Boycott movements and consumer reactions in countries such as the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Indonesia, calls for boycotts against brands that support Israel have become widespread. For example, KFC sales in Indonesia fell by 60% due to the boycott. In addition, according to a survey conducted in Saudi Arabia, 71% of the public boycotts brands that support Israel. Diplomatic tensions and state-level reactions. Turkey decided to cut all diplomatic relations with Israel in November 2024. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan described Israel's operations in Gaza as a massacre and stated that his country condemned these actions. Anti-Semitism and discrimination concerns. However, with the increasing criticism of Israel, there has also been an increase in anti-Semitism cases. It has been reported that anti-Semitic content increased by 340% worldwide in 2024. This has led to the spread of Holocaust denial and anti-Semitic rhetoric, especially on social media platforms. Conclusion: in summary, there is a growing global anger and exclusion against Israel. This situation is manifested both in tensions in diplomatic relations at the state level and in boycotts and protest movements at the public level. However, it is important not to confuse these reactions with anti-Semitism and to continue the criticisms in a constructive manner. The increasing anger and exclusion tendency towards Israel worldwide is multi-layered and manifests itself at various levels. We can examine this tendency in more detail under the following headings. 1. Change in public opinion and perception. Global studies show that positive perception towards Israel has significantly decreased. A study conducted by Morning Consult in 43 countries showed an average decrease of 18.5 points in positive views of Israel from October 2023 to December 2023. The biggest decreases were in South Korea, minus 25 points, Japan, Spain, Ireland, and the United Kingdom. Reactions towards Israel are especially more clearly expressed in Latin American, African, and Asian countries. 2. Boycotts and consumer responses. In response to Israel's actions, organized boycotts have emerged at the grassroots level in many countries. Indonesia, brands perceived to support Israel, for example KFC, McDonald's, Starbucks, have suffered serious sales losses. KFC sales in Indonesia reportedly dropped by 60%. Saudi Arabia, 71% of the public said they boycotted brands they perceived to be associated with Israel. #boycott Israel products trended on social media in countries such as Jordan, Morocco, Malaysia, and Pakistan. 3. Diplomatic and official responses. Some countries have taken harsher diplomatic steps against Israel. Turkey completely cut off diplomatic relations with Israel in the fall of 2024 and recalled its ambassador. Bolivia became the first South American country to end diplomatic relations following Israel's attacks on Gaza. South Africa has applied to the International Court of Justice, accusing Israel of genocide, and has received widespread international support. Colombia has halted arms sales to Israel. 4. Protests and social movements. Even in Western countries such as the United States, the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Canada, and Australia, anti-Israel protests have intensified at universities and public spaces. In the United States in particular, Demonstrations and camps in support of Palestine have been set up at universities such as Columbia, Harvard, and UCLA. These actions have caused major debates in the press and politics. 5. Social media and the digital sphere. While criticism of Israel has spread rapidly on social media, anti-Semitic content has also increased. Holocaust denial, anti-Jewish conspiracy theories, and hate speech are on the rise. This increases the danger of confusing criticism of Israel with anti-Semitism. The censorship or manipulation of content on platforms such as Twitter/X, TikTok and Instagram has also become a separate topic of discussion. 6. The double-sided effect of anti-Semitism and exclusion. While anti-Israel rhetoric is on the rise, anti-Semitism is also reported to be on the rise. In 2024, anti-Semitic attacks increased by 340% worldwide. This situation can go beyond the legitimate boundaries of criticism and trigger discrimination against Jewish individuals and institutions. While governments in Western countries criticize Israel on the one hand, they are trying to take measures against anti-Semitism on the other. Conclusion: there is a growing wave of exclusion and anger towards Israel on a global scale. The main reasons for this situation are as follows: the great civilian casualties and destruction in Gaza, especially the deaths of children, deeply affect the public conscience. The perception of the double standards of Western countries, the lack of sensitivity shown for Ukraine and Palestine, is widespread. Instant access to information in the digital age has made allegations of war crimes more visible. But this anger risks turning into anti-Semitism rather than constructive criticism in some places. It is critical to distinguish legitimate reactions to Israel from generalizations targeting Jewish people.